Health officials advise Mpox vaccine for travelers to affected African regions. The European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control has updated its recommendations regarding Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox. Travelers to affected areas in Africa are now advised to consider vaccination against the virus. This guidance comes in response to outbreaks of a new strain, Clade 1b, which has caused at least 450 deaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo in recent months. Experts suggest this strain may spread more easily and cause more serious illness than previous variants. While the risk of widespread transmission remains low, health authorities are preparing for potential imported cases in Europe. A case linked to African travel has already been detected in Sweden. Pamela Rendi-Wagner from the ECDC stated, "Due to the close links between Europe and Africa, we must be prepared for more imported Clade 1 cases. The virus spreads through close physical contact and can cause flu-like symptoms and skin lesions. Previously vaccinated individuals may only need a single booster dose for protection." Health officials emphasize the need for vigilance and preparedness, despite the current absence of confirmed Clade 1b cases in the UK. They also note that while effective vaccines exist, distribution to high-risk areas remains a challenge.
Ketamine queen charged in Matthew Perry's death. 5 individuals, including Josephine Sanga, dubbed the Ketamine Queen by U.S. prosecutors, have been charged in connection with the death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
Sanga faces 9 charges, including conspiracy to distribute ketamine and distribution of ketamine resulting in death.
Prosecutors allege Sanga supplied ketamine to Perry from her stash house in North Hollywood, where over 80 vials of ketamine and thousands of other drug pills were found. U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada stated, "These defendants cared more about profiting off of Mr. Perry than caring for his well-being." The indictment claims Sanga's distribution of ketamine on October 24, 2023, caused Perry's death.
She allegedly knew the dangers of ketamine after a previous customer died from an overdose in 2019. Sanga pleaded not guilty and was denied bail.
If convicted on all charges, she faces a minimum of 10 years in federal prison, with a maximum possible life sentence. The case highlights the illegal distribution of ketamine, a dissociative anesthetic with hallucinogenic effects, typically administered only by medical professionals due to its potential harmful effects.
Taiwan kindergarten teacher sentenced to 28 years for child abuse. A kindergarten teacher in Taiwan has been sentenced to 28 years in prison for over 200 sexual offenses against children under 7 years old. The Taipei District Court found the 30-year-old man, identified only as Mao, guilty of crimes including rape and forcing children to participate in sexually explicit videos. The judge stated that Mao's actions were vicious and resulted in severe physical and mental trauma to 6 children. The case has sparked public outrage, particularly due to authorities' handling of initial reports in 2022. MP Lin Yu-chin criticized the local government's response, saying, "If the local government could have done a better job in 2022, there wouldn't be the tragedy in 2023. Mao, who worked at a private kindergarten in Taipei since September 2021, was arrested in July 2023 after multiple parent complaints. Investigators later discovered over 600 private videos of children on his phone. The case has raised concerns about child protection in educational settings and prompted an apology from Taipei's mayor. Ongoing investigations are addressing additional allegations from parents.
Experts question feasibility of Trump's mass deportation plan. Former President Donald Trump has promised mass deportations of undocumented immigrants if re-elected, with his campaign suggesting a target of 1 million deportations.
However, experts highlight significant legal and logistical challenges to this proposal. There are approximately 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S., with nearly 80% having lived in the country for over a decade. These individuals have the right to due process, including court hearings, which could overwhelm an already backlogged immigration court system.
Logistical hurdles include limited resources, with ICE currently employing only 20,000 agents and support personnel.
Aaron Reichlin Melnick from the American Immigration Council states, to raise that, in a single year, up to 1 million would require a massive infusion of resources that likely don't exist.
The financial cost of such an operation could run into tens or hundreds of billions of dollars.
Additionally, experts warn of potential political backlash due to family separations and community disruptions.
While the Trump campaign has not provided specific details on implementation, they've suggested involving the National Guard and offering incentives to local law enforcement for participation.
Gold prices surpassed $2,500 for the first time on Fed rate cut expectations. Gold has reached a historic milestone, surpassing $2,500 an ounce for the first time. This record-breaking surge occurred on Friday, with spot gold prices climbing as much as 1.8%. The precious metals rally is largely attributed to growing expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve is moving closer to cutting interest rates. A disappointing reading in the U.S. housing market has reinforced these expectations, suggesting the possibility of faster and deeper rate cuts by the Fed. Gold has shown impressive performance this year, rallying approximately 20% to reach this new all-time high. Investors are closely watching the Fed's interest rate decisions, as lower rates generally benefit gold, which doesn't pay interest. This latest surge builds upon the previous record set just last month, highlighting the strong momentum in the gold market. The relationship between interest rates and gold prices continues to be a key factor driving investor sentiment in the precious metals sector.
U.S. consumer sentiment rises for first time in 5 months.
The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index has increased for the first time in 5 months, rising to 67.8 in early August from 66.4 in July.
This surpasses economists' median estimate of 66.9 in a Bloomberg survey.
The uptick in consumer sentiment is attributed to more optimistic expectations about personal finances, as inflation rates have stabilized. This marks a positive shift in consumer outlook after several months of decline.
The preliminary August reading suggests that Americans are feeling more confident about their economic situations. This improvement in sentiment comes at a time when the economy has been grappling with inflationary pressures and concerns about economic stability.
The increase in the sentiment index indicates a potential turning point in consumer attitudes, which could have broader implications for economic activity and spending patterns in the coming months. Economists and policymakers will likely be closely monitoring future readings to gauge the sustainability of this improved consumer outlook.
Medical device maker Biomedical explores potential sale. Biomedical, a privately held medical device manufacturer, is reportedly considering a sale that could value the company at over $2 billion, according to sources familiar with the matter. The U.S.-based company has engaged advisors to assess interest from potential buyers. This move suggests Biomedical may be looking to capitalize on current market conditions or seeking strategic opportunities for growth. While the exact motivations behind the potential sale remain undisclosed, such a transaction could significantly impact the medical device industry, given Biomedical's substantial valuation. It's important to note that these discussions are still in the exploratory phase, and there's no guarantee that a sale will occur. The company has not made any official statements regarding these reports. As this story develops, industry watchers will be closely monitoring for any official announcements or further details about potential buyers or the sale process.
AI struggles with popular word games, new research finds. Recent research has revealed that artificial intelligence, particularly large language models powering chatbots from companies like Google, faces challenges when solving certain word games. The study focused on popular New York Times word puzzles, including the mini crossword, Wordle, and the connections puzzle. Researchers tested these AI models to gauge their performance on these games, which have garnered a significant following among puzzle enthusiasts.
The findings suggest that despite rapid advancements in AI technology, these systems still struggle with some aspects of language processing and problem-solving required for word games. This highlights the ongoing limitations of AI in certain cognitive tasks that humans find engaging but challenging. While the article doesn't provide specific performance metrics, it implies that AI's capabilities in this area are not yet on par with human puzzle solvers. This research offers insights into the current state of AI language processing and potential areas for improvement in future AI development.
Nvidia-Backed Cohesity reports 26% revenue growth, considers IPO. Data security and management startup Cohesity has reported significant financial progress for its latest fiscal year. CEO Sanjay Poonen announced that the company's revenue grew by 26%, reaching $549 million. Additionally, Cohesity achieved positive free cash flow in the fourth quarter of fiscal 2024. The company, backed by SoftBank Vision Fund and Nvidia, is currently in the process of acquiring Veritas Technologies' data protection business. This acquisition, pending regulatory approval, would value the combined entity at $7 billion. Poonen stated in a Bloomberg TV interview, once closed, the deal with Veritas would make Cohesity the biggest in our space. He added, "We have to close this transaction. That's step one. The next step is a public offering at the right time." Cohesity had confidentially filed for an IPO in 2021, a plan that remains in place. The company's recent financial performance and strategic moves suggest it's positioning itself for future growth and a potential public offering.